Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. Well, November's been a very interesting month, hasn't it? Lots of releasing, lots of clearing, lots of closing up. And for a lot of us, working through old things, old emotions coming up. I had to work through feelings and experiences that go all the way back for me. And I found it very interesting because normally during this time of the year, in these last 3 months, most of my inner work is centered around past lives, past experiences in other realms, ancestral work, bloodline work, etc. But this November, all of my inner work centered around this life and coming to balance and peace with decisions made in this life and exactly where I am today. And I know that I'm not alone in this. I know that there are lots of other people who I've spoken with who have also gone through this experience of examining this life. And I was shown very clearly that the way to move forward is to release the past. And so I had to work through those emotions and those feelings and come to acceptance and peace when it came to them, which I did. And I know that I did it well because all of the new energies started to come in. And I know that life happens and energies come in waves. It's not an on-off shift or ship. It's not an on-off light bulb, right? Shift. It doesn't happen in an on-off kind of way, although it can, but energies generally come in waves. And again, if you remember back to another video that I did a while ago, I was told by my guides that waves of energy to support the ascension process and transformation would be coming in. And the dates that we have left are November 30th, December 5th, and December 23rd for this year. So I'm going to mention those again and let them come into your awareness so that you can be prepared and understand what's happening if those waves of energy bring up things for you to examine and release. That's what December is about. Now, again, as I stumbled over earlier, nothing happens in an on-off way when it comes to energies and frequencies, at least not in the general sense. So as I was releasing and as I came to balance and into peace, new information and new frequencies started to come in. When you clear a space within you that was occupied by old things, it opens the opportunity for new things to come in. My guys were laughing this morning because when I had that thought, of course, my next thought went to, the nature abhors a vacuum. And they said, no, nature doesn't abhor a vacuum. Nature sees an opportunity when there is a space or a vacuum to fill it with something new. And so as we move forward into the end of December, right? The month of December and into next year, new things are going to start coming in. New frequencies will start coming in as you are closing up and completing those old cycles. So what does that mean? That means that now is the time to start formulating and start outlining and thinking about, maybe visioning, right? Daydreaming what it is you want to see in the coming year. I know for me that what this meant was guidance to close the Higher Consciousness Café. So the meeting in December will be on Tuesday, December 2nd, and that will be the last cafe meeting. I've been doing this for 5 years, every month. I've only missed a few months for travel. And so it is time to put that to rest so that the energies can be utilized for something new. And that's something new for me, is a new series of sessions, workshops, classes, however you want to say it. I was given this 2026 will focus on the 9 portals. So the workshops for 2026 that I'll be doing will be focusing on the 9 portals. And because I did such a good job of releasing what I had to release in November, I'm going to have the opportunity and have already started to start writing them. So what does this mean for everybody else? It means that if you have been working through, if you have been releasing, if you have been moving through emotions, regardless of what they are, allowing yourself to feel them, and then go ahead and become at peace with them and release them, new energies, new frequencies, and new opportunities will be coming in for you. And I think you're going to be very excited about that. I do want to say that we are in a period of intense transition. I was shown that we are morphing and we look like, the picture I saw was that we look like clay people who haven't yet been completely formed into a beautiful image, right? A beautiful being. Just like clay sculpture, the old is being peeled away and discarded to reveal the beautiful new us that is lying underneath. This is a process that we are all going through right now. And I want to remind you not to fight it, right? Soak in a mineral bath. Go outside and walk. Connect with nature. Love yourself. Rest. Don't feel that you have to be doing something in order to be productive. Being productive can just mean sitting quietly and allowing those feelings and those memories to come up and to be washed away so that new structures can be put in place. That can be very productive work. Enjoy yourself. Find something that makes you laugh. There are so many things that I see that just make me laugh, and it only has to be for a moment, right? Sometimes I'll see something that will strike me funny, and I'll just choke on laughter. Laughing is a great way to heal yourself and to move into those higher energies. Never discount play, never discount enjoyment, and sometimes just doing absolutely nothing and allowing yourself the opportunity and the free time to do nothing is also a gift that we can give to ourselves. I want to remind everyone not to get caught up in the hubbub of this coming holiday season. Set your priorities. Make those heartfelt connections. It's not always in the material things that we give. Sometimes it's in a conversation. Sometimes it's in a heartfelt phrase or expression of love. Sometimes it's just calling a person when they come to your mind and letting them know that they are in your heart and thoughts. That's what the season is all about. And we'll talk more of that as we get more into the month of December. But it is very easy to get caught up in all the hubbub and all the commercialism that really does not mean anything. I mentioned to a friend the other day that I can't remember what I got for Christmas when I was growing up. I don't remember the gifts that I was given from relatives and friends. What I remember is sitting around the kitchen table in our pajamas and getting donuts as a child. That was my Sunday treat, right? Eating donuts, which I wouldn't do now, but anyway, and getting to drink coffee with my parents. That was a big deal back then for me. And for those of you who know me, you know I still love the taste of coffee. I remember my grandmother baking at the holidays. And I remember us all in the kitchen making cookies and pastries that we were going to save or try not to nibble on until Christmas so we could have them over the Christmas week and holidays. That's what I remember. Not the commercialism or the boxes or the wrappings or any of that. And that's really what most people remember. And so if you are looking for a way to celebrate this year Look into your heart. Move into heartfelt celebrations. Expand heartfelt messages and expressions of love and appreciation. I think that's something that everyone will remember. And so as you're planning, budget your time to be able to give to those things as much as you budget your finances to purchase things. And so I hope that guidance will help you. This is something that has been impressed upon me by my guys, and they are standing here whispering the whole time that I'm talking to you. They want you to know that it is the spirit that matters. And I think we already do know that. But sometimes we forget it when we get caught up in everything else that's going on around us, and unrealistic expectations and old worn out ceremonies that are empty and have no value for us. Let's start out the month of December being centered on new things, new approaches. Even if you have a ritual or tradition in your family, let's approach it differently this year. Let us start to be the new people, the new beings that we know we are becoming, even before we get into the next year. And so in order to support that, I will be doing a light code activation on January 4th. That's going to be a Sunday morning. And if you want to join me, you are more than welcome to. We're going to kick out those energies for the new year and activate those light codes that are within us as we move forward as new individuals, looking for new opportunities and creating a beautiful new year together. So here we go, everybody. We're in the 12th month of a 12-month year. You know what that means, right? Things are going to happen rapidly. Time is going to feel like it's moving quickly, and we may have a lot to do, and we have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to experience together. So let's stay positive. Do not be discouraged by outer events. You know, I don't like to talk about politics because they're really very 3D. They're really not always rooted in spiritual things or events. But I do want to say this, regardless of how you feel about the world, of how you feel about political institutions and individuals and structures, shift your frequency, shift into something positive. Hold the knowing that we know that everything is going to work out in the end, and we are definitely creating and moving into the great shift. Do not let discouragement come into your energy field, because it will draw to you those events and those experiences that you are not going to want to have. I intend to keep uplifting us every weekend. I will continue to post videos every Saturday until I am guided not to. We have a community here of individuals who want to focus on uplifting energies, higher frequencies, and at the same time, grow spiritually, have a stronger connection with our higher and with our source. That's what this is all about. And if you feel the same way that I do, I'm going to ask you, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to ask you to like, to subscribe, to share these messages with others. We are in a time period where people need to hear positive, uplifting, and grounded messages. And that will speak louder than all of the negative, frantic, fearful energies and screaming that's going on around us. Hold fast, everybody. We're going to have a blast as we get on this train and take off out of the station. So let's start December together, blessing ourselves and blessing one another. I love you all, and I wish you all the blessings in the universe.